Hey everyone, Dr. Luke Peterson here with the Knee Replacement Therapists. You are watching the Knee to Know Show. For this episode, we're talking about the biopsychosocial model, talking about what is it and what does it mean to you as someone who is dealing with knee pain, knee arthritis, or someone who is planning for or recovering from knee replacement surgery. So the biopsychosocial model is basically a medical model that is used by healthcare professionals, and it's a replacement of kind of traditional thoughts on how to treat individuals with sickness, with injuries, whatever you may have. And the idea is that traditional thinking is when someone has an injury, someone has surgery, when someone has a certain sickness or an illness, that the main thing to do is you treat that injury, you treat the thing that is wrong, and when you treat that physiological thing or that anatomical thing that is wrong, then the person will get better, the person will feel better, they'll have less pain, they'll be healed, they'll be healthy, and that's the key to everything. With further understanding, what has become very common, and nowadays we look at it in a much broader spectrum, a broader lens, that a person's pain, a person's injury, a person's symptoms are not just about what's going on structurally with their body. It's not just about the physiological or the anatomical thing that is going on. So the idea is if someone has knee pain, if we go in and we give them some sort of treatment, we give them a knee replacement surgery, whatever it may be, that person can still have pain, they can still have stiffness, swelling, and all sorts of other symptoms. And the reason for this is because there's so much more going on when it comes to the human body, when it comes to pain, when it comes to symptoms. So just changing the biological, changing the person's body, fixing that, might not necessarily fix all the symptoms and pain that's going on. So what you have is the biopsychosocial model. And so it has three different aspects. So you have the biological. So what is going on with the body? What is going on structurally? What is going on with the body's systems? Is there arthritis? Is there something going on with the systemic system, with the immune system, with the muscles, with the bones? What is going on biologically? What is going on physiologically? There's the bio, then there's the psycho. So psycho is short for psychological. So psychological, mental aspects are playing a role in what the person is experiencing. Are they experiencing anxiety? Are they experiencing fears? Is there some depression? Is there some worry? Is there a positive attitude and a positive outlook? Or is there a negative attitude and a negative outlook? Are there concerns? Is there a feeling of hopefulness or hopelessness? Do they have a high level of self-efficacy and self-control and self-empowerment? Or do they have low levels of these things? Are they optimistic or are they pessimistic? All these different things, all these psychological, mental aspects are going to play a role in what a person is experiencing. From someone who has knee pain and arthritis to someone who has a systemic illness, a virus, whatever it may be, these things are going to play a role in how the thing presents itself in terms of symptoms and signs and how it affects the person's life. So that's the bio and the psycho or the psychological, and then there's the social aspect as well. So the social aspect, let's look at, is the person live with their family? Do they live alone? Are they involved in their community or at work, or are they relatively isolated, or do they feel isolated and alone? Do they have social supports or do they not have social supports? Do they, what do people think of what they're experiencing? Do people believe them and empathize with them? Or do people think that they're making it up? And do people think they're being, complaining or being babies about it? that's the social aspect. Are they afraid that they might have problems with getting back to work after their injury or after their surgery or whatever it may be? These are all different social aspects, and there's many more things that we could probably think of. So this again is going to play a significant role in how do you experience your symptoms? How are you going to recover? What's your recovery and rehab going to look like after your surgery or after your injury or after your illness? The social aspect is going to play a significant role as well. And so you have the bio, the psychological, biopsycho, and then social, the biopsychosocial model. And this really ties into the idea that as healthcare professionals, as physical therapists, as doctors, as occupational therapists, whoever is treating you or working with you, and as an individual yourself, someone who's experiencing symptoms, knee pain, knee arthritis, recovering from a knee replacement surgery, we need to treat and you need to look at conceptually the whole individual and the whole person and everything that's going on around that individual, because all these things are going to play a part in the symptoms you experience, in your recovery, in how fast or how slow you may recover, in what's within your control and what's outside of your control, in how you handle and manage the different things that you're experiencing. All this stuff is going to play a part. And we can't treat the knee. So as physical therapists, a really good physical therapist, a really good surgeon, a really good whatever, doesn't treat just the knee, doesn't treat just the arthritis or whatever it is that's going on. They treat the individual. They treat the whole person. They look at those psychological aspects, those mental aspects. They look at the social aspects. And of course, at the same time, you're still looking at the biological, the physical, what's going on with the body, and how can we adjust that. But at the same time, it has to be interconnected. It has to be tied in with everything else of the whole body and the whole person and their lifestyle and quality of life. So that's why I always like to say, you have to think of the complexity of pain and symptoms and the feeling of stiffness and the feeling of swelling and this complexity of this whole experience. And all of this is going to play a part in what you experience and the pain levels you experience in your quality of life with the symptoms that you may or may not have. And so that's why you look at sometimes, people receive these treatments that are geared to correcting what's going on physically, decreasing the inflammation, taking away the cartilage that has been broken down, restoring the joint mechanics and the shape of the joint, a healthy joint, taking away the bone that's has osteophytes, has arthritis. But at the same time, these people still experience pain. They still experience other symptoms. They still experience the inability to do the things that they enjoy and that they like. And the reason for this is you can't just say one equals the other. One A doesn't equal B, or if this, then this. The thing is, you have all different things coming in, the biological, the physical, you have the mental, the psychological, you have the social aspects, you have past experiences, all these different things, genetics, are going to play a role in the symptoms and what you experience. So to think that just doing one thing is going to lead to this outcome and you're going to get better is not the best way to look at your recovery. It's not the best way to look at your knee pain and your symptoms. You have to take a whole body, bird's eye view approach of the individual, the person, their lifestyle, their quality of life, the things going on in their life, the impacts, the factors, everything that's playing a role. And it's very challenging and it's very complex, but it's going to give you the best outlook and the best ability to truly make an impact and truly make improvements in your quality of life, your decreasing your pain, your ability to do the things that you enjoy, and have a successful outcome from it being surgery from an injury, being a knee replacement surgery, whatever it may be. So that's kind of the biopsychosocial model and a little bit of an expansion on the thought process behind that model. And I hope that you get some useful information and you can kind of start to look at things a little bit differently and look at your knee pain and look at your knee replacement recovery a little bit differently from that lens and see where are different aspects of my life that I can help kind of control and adjust to improve my recovery. Maybe that's nutrition, maybe that's your sleep, maybe that's finding ways to decrease stress at work or stress in your daily family life, whatever it may be. There's all sorts of different things that can play a part, of course. So that has been, and this has been, the Need to Know Show, and we were talking about the biopsychosocial model. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow with another video. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.